What's up, guys? We're doing question number 21, and let's get right into it. All right, so let me start by reading the question. Of the 180 judges appointed by a certain president, 30% were women and 25% were from minority groups. If 1/9 of the women appointed were from minority groups, how many of the judges appointed were neither women nor from minority groups? Okay, so if it's neither women and it's not minorities, then we want men who are not minorities. Okay, so first thing we want to do is let's figure out how many total women there are. So it's going to be 180 multiplied by this 30% that are women. So 30% can just be written as 0.30. All right, now I'm just going to simplify this down. So I'm going to have 180 multiplied by 3 divided by 10. And then if we do some simplification here, I'm going to get 18 times 3, which is, let's see here, 54. Okay, so 54 women. Okay, now let's get how many total minorities there are. So we have 180 judges multiplied by the 25% that are from a minority group. And 25% is equivalent to 1/4, so I'll just multiply this by 1/4. And 180 divided by 4 is going to be 45. So we have 45 total minorities. Okay, so now remember, we want men who are not minorities, okay? So what that means is that we need to take 180 and we need to subtract off women and minorities. Okay, so there's one very important detail here, okay? And it's this right here. 1/9 of the women appointed were from minority groups, okay? So not all of the minorities were men, right? Some of them were women. So what that means is that we can't just do 180 minus 54 minus 45, because some of this 45 is already included in the 54. Does that make sense, guys? Some of the women are minorities, so we're actually double counting here, okay? So what we have to do, let me go ahead and erase this so we get a clear picture here. What we have to do is we have to say, okay, how many of those minorities are already accounted for in the group of women, right? Or, you know what, actually I think it's easier if you look at it this way. How many women are already accounted for in this minority group, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 54 women, right? And it says if 1/9 of the women appointed were from minority, or sorry, excuse me. It says 1/9 of the women were appointed and they were from minority group, right? So if we wanna get the total number of women that are not minorities, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say 54 minus 54 times 1/9, okay? And then 54 divided by 9, it's going to be 6. Okay, so 54 minus 6 is 48. So we have 48 women, not minorities. Okay, so now what we can do is we've lined it all up so that we can just subtract here. Okay, so it's going to be let's see here, 180 minus 48 minus 45. Okay. Now, if you have your calculator with you, you can just go ahead and plug that in, but I'm just going to tell you right now that 180 minus 48 minus 45 is going to be 87, okay? So 87 is your answer, and again, this is 87 men, and also not a minority, okay? So these are men who are not minorities. So that's the answer, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.